Dora, thanks so much. All right, well, happening today, we've been saying it is primary day, and joining us live this morning is the Onondaga County Elections Commissioner, excuse me there, Dustin Czarny. Thank you so much for being in the studio. Okay, well, I want to talk about it is primary day, and voter turnout is very low sometimes on these days.
Yeah, on primary day, voter turnout usually tends to run in the 20 to 25% range, which is, you know, really a problem, especially when you see the city of Syracuse becoming more and more a primary city, where the primary election is becoming more of the election, more important than the general election. And so you have such a small amount of people coming out and choosing their next leaders. So hopefully with a very high profile primary this time, that number can go up. But typically, we're looking around 20 to 25%.
And one thing we should point out, of course, we know it's so important to vote, but really, I think sometimes people don't realize that their vote matters so much, especially in these local elections. When you look at the county exec race years ago, back in 2007, remember, between the county executive now, Joni Mahoney and Del Sweetland, and that primary came down to, we're talking about 20-something votes. I mean, It was thousands and thousands of people voted, and it came down to a few votes, literally.
And we've seen over the last few years a lot of close elections where it comes down to within the absentee ballot margin. So the elections aren't even able to be called on election night. So it is important to vote, and every vote counts.
The big primary we're watching today, obviously, is the mayor race in Syracuse. So what do you think that this race today is going to come down to between these three candidates? We have the current mayor, Stephanie Miner, Pat Hogan, and Alfonso Davis. What do you think is going to decide that race?
Well, anytime we get down to a primary race, it's about turnout. It's about identifying your voters and getting them out to the polls and generating enough excitement in your voting pool to get them out to the polls on primary day, which is, again, a lower turnout day than normal. So I'm sure the campaign teams on all three campaigns are already up and have coffee and are working and getting the phones ready and getting ready for the polls opening at noon.
What's your prediction for that race?
Oh, I'm not in the business of predicting. I'm in the business of running elections, Lisa, so I'm going to let the voters decide.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Don't forget, you can vote today from noon until 9 tonight, and then, of course, we'll have the results here tonight. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks
We appreciate it.